The legendary Mike Tyson will take on popular Disney star Jake Paul this Friday down in Texas. And, well, I'm obviously joking a little with that intro. Jake Paul can actually fight after all. He does have some boxing skills, no question. He brings that huge overhand right into play. It is nonetheless funny to see these two guys' names mentioned side by side, ahead of a major fight. Tyson has had a protracted layoff ahead of this fight, however. Really not doing anything in note since his bout against Roy Jones Jr. a couple of years back. While, for Jake Paul, he has been active. He fought Mike Perry over the summer. He's had bouts against Nate Diaz, Andre August, Ryan Berland across the last 15 months or so. So he is staying active. He's been keeping himself busy since that split decision loss against Tommy Fury early last year, and that's obviously had a huge impact on the lines ahead of this fight. Not only the activity level of both men, but also the significant age gap between the two men as well. Mike Tyson a long, long way from his prime in this one, so it's no surprise to see Jake Paul come into this one as the sizable favourite here on Friday. Before I get into a best bet, I just want to mention that you can knock $30 off my 7-day all-access pass for this week. Use code DOLAN69, DOLAN 69, which brings that 7-day all-access pass down from $99 to just $69. And it's a great time to jump on board as well, as we're red hot right now. 3-0 sweep in the NFL over the weekend, number one in NHL over the last 7 days as well at the time of recording. And we've got a 5% box and play up. Those are rare if you follow me over on Wager Talk on this card as well. So great time to jump on board. Like we said, save almost a third off the regular price and using code DOLAN69 to get $30 off my 7-day all access pass. Return to the best bet for this one. And the over-under line is set at 5.5 here. As well as the prop will the fight go the distance? No, being priced up at a pretty hefty minus 225 also, and that really tells you all you need to know about how the odds makers see this fight going. We all know what Mike Tyson is going to do in this fight. It's the same thing he's done across his entire career. He's going to go into seek and destroy mode pretty much from the opening bell, employ that peekaboo style of his and look to crash the pocket on Jake Paul, from the get-go and do serious damage with those heavy hooks and uppercuts of his. And, that is a risky strategy for him here, especially at 58 years of age, where he could potentially walk onto something big coming back at him from Jake Paul, should he get overly aggressive in there. That said, despite the age, which has been the biggest factor ahead of this fight, despite the inactivity as well, Jake Paul has simply never been in there with a force like Mike Tyson. Not many fighters have, in fairness. Even at the advanced age he is right now, no one Jake Paul has fought up to this point, is as good at cutting off the ring as Mike Tyson is. No one exerts as much continuous physical pressure as Mike Tyson does either. And simply put, no opponent hits as hard as Mike Tyson does as well. A Tyrone Woodley, Tommy Fury, and Andre August, none of those will prepare you for what you're going to face here on Friday. That stress test that Mike Tyson is going to put you through, even at 58 years of age. So, I don't envision an Evander Holyfield scenario here where, Tyson's just simply washed up. He doesn't, all of the pre-fight videos, he looks in tremendous shape. I do expect, especially with a total of just 16 minutes of action as well taking place across the entire fight, those 2-minute multiplied by 8 rounds, a somewhat throwback version of Mike Tyson here to enter the ring on Friday, at least across the opening 2 or 3 rounds of this fight. So, I really do expect them to put it on Jake Paul early here. So for me, we know what Mike Tyson is going to do here. He's never been known to be particularly shy in the ring, even against really dangerous punches as well. Just look at the opening 3 rounds of his fight against Lennox Lewis all those years ago, continually looking to come in, crash the pocket on the inside against Lewis. And it's going to be no different here. Tyson is going to come straight at Jake Paul. Jake Paul's going to try and line up that big overhand right of his in order to counter him, and someone's likely going to get lucky. So I see this one ending inside the distance on Friday. An opinion that the odds makers seem to share here as well, given where the line is currently at. However, I'm not going to lay minus 112, minus 115 here for an under 5.5 rounds ticket. That doesn't appeal to me all that much, despite the fact that's likely what I do see happening. Instead, I think a better way in here is to take the underdog at the big odds on offer to be the one to get the stoppage at a current price of plus 260. I already bet the Mike Tyson by stoppage prop at plus 350 last month. That got sent out to clients. Unfortunately, it has been clipped in sizably since then, but for good reason in my eyes. Despite the age factor, as I said, we're really going to see what Jake Paul is made of here. Tyson will present, an absolute Rubik's Cube of problems that Jake Paul has simply never had to deal with in his career up to this point. And it honestly wouldn't shock me if Tyson does force his way on the inside here, overpowers the younger man, does get the stoppage. So, for me, someone's getting stopped in this fight. Either Tyson crashes the pocket early on Jake Paul, shows him what it's really like to face an ATG in there, an all-time great, or, perhaps those reflexes have dimmed just enough. That peekaboo offense is just that half a second too slow here that, Jake Paul comes back in over the top and ends up stopping an aging Tyson with a big overhand right. Something, I will say that as a huge fan of Mike Tyson, I hope doesn't happen here on Friday. But, whether you look to take the distance prop, whether you look to take the under 5.5 rounds, splash a bit on Tyson by knockout as well, which, is what I ended up doing. I do not see this fight making it the full 8 rounds here on Friday. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Where does Jake Paul go from here? Should he win? And even more so, should he lose? And, what if Mike Tyson does win? Will he get even more big name opportunities moving forward? Would no doubt go down as one of Tyson's greatest ever wins, considering both his advanced age and protracted layoff heading into this fight as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's always appreciated. And until next time, Slán Abhaile and best of luck on all your bets.